So
That's the
prices are
trend.
coming down, more people can afford, more people are selling, and the market's moving at an accelerated pace all of a sudden, like gangbusters in Montreal and Toronto.
Yeah.
We all know what's going on here in Toronto. It's a goddamn mess. Although the numbers looked fantastic from some perspectives in Toronto, but what is I think on most people's minds that watch the show, probably nobody except for the one guy that messaged me, but we never talk about Quebec. And there's three people that want to hear what's going, because I mean, it's a different planet, Quebec, right? So we took it upon ourselves, TK. I think it was a smart move. We've got a
Brought in another
francophone.
guy in the studio just to be
That's
able
right.
to give you guys a little bit of taste of Quebec. You know what I mean?
A little taste of Quebec,
Hopefully
which
you can
is
understand what the heck he's saying, but otherwise,
I
want
can't
to introduce him?
understand a word that comes out of his mouth, but Eve Saint Croissant, if you're ready, we're gonna hand it to you.
Bienvenue et bon matin. Mon nom est Yves Saint-Croissant, pas croissante, tabernacle. Je suis ici pour vous. Je pense que le market dans la belle Provence est chaud. Très, très chaud. Je suis très enchanté de être ici avec vous. Merci beaucoup. Real estate. Chaud, très, très chaud dans la belle Provence. Les sales en haut, 44 personnes. Oui, oui, chaud. Très, très chaud. Merci. Je suis Yves Saint-Croissant de Montréal. Au revoir. Merci. Bonjour. Adios. No.
Well, Daryl, that was interesting. I can say thanks, Eve. We appreciate it. Why don't we just give people a little bit more information there? So,
Depth on that.
okay, we got more sales in October, like the rest of the country,
Rushing.
44% increase, amazing.
That's
Right?
crazy.
So that's all the things that real estate boards want to hear, and obviously that amount of transactions does lead to having
Why
pressure
then?
on prices,
But
right?
why so much in there? Like,
Well, I mean, the whole world in October 2023 might have been a little bit, nervous about what the market was doing. And so this year we're seeing the same pattern happen throughout all the major cities. So it's most likely just a more of a economical phenomenon than anything else, than something specific in the market.
so but there are
And
people
guess what? We
trying.
just had interest rates get lower, Daryl. So I
Well,
wonder if
but
those two things are tied hand in hand.
but interest rate low. But wasn't there something coming in January? Like, are people trying to jump in front of some impending thing that's going to screw them up? Is there a capital gains tax? Isn't there
No,
something?
no, no, no.
What's
Interest
coming
rates is the
January
most
15th?
likely culpable.
I feel
Those are
like
those
there's something
changes
coming.
to the 30-year amortization and the CMHC
Oh yeah.
stuff.
Are
Yeah.
people trying to get ahead of that thing?
No,
That
people
that
should be
should
waiting for
distort the
that.
market. No,
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
waiting for it, but other people
Well,
don't
some
want to
people
be in competition with those fuckers.
who would apply. No, that's
No,
not major enough. No.
not major enough.
No, interest
Okay.
rates are the best explanation.
Stimulus,
Yeah. I mean, so
stimulant.
let's obviously talk about Toronto, right? I mean, geez, how could we not
Yeah,
mention how great Toronto is? Up
I hope everybody else is
44%.
happy.
It's compared to October. So it's like identical to
It's
Montreal.
crazy.
So
So
again,
what the
we've got
hell's
people
going
who are
on here?
buying.
This is
It
weird.
was a great month. We definitely had a lot of increase in showings and number of offers, multiple offers. So it was really a good month. Even condos started to sell a little bit here if they're priced right and everything's in order. You're going to find a good buyer that's going to pay you a reasonable price. But if you look at the HPI composite benchmark, it's down 3.3%. So I mean, we're heading down. The market. When I'm looking at comps from 2023, I'm saying, well, that was last year. It sold for more. So even though the interest rates came down, and you could have an argument that affordability's better for buyers, you are going to be looking at
Compared to
sentiment
when?
still compared to a year before. Compared like
Yeah, a year
when you come
before. Who
off such a
gives a
high
shit?
peak, this is how buyers think. Is they look at, well, what did the last one sell for? So in the summer of 2022, they said, oh, I'm going to get this for $1 million and someone just paid 1.1, 10% discount. Yes, please.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the year, they're just like, oh, that guy paid $1 million, but now I'm getting it for 1,950. All right. And so it always just becomes that sort of comparison. So as people now compare to what the last one sold for, even if it sold the same, they think, well, the market's come down, they want to pay a little bit less, or the last one sold for less, so they want to pay the same. And that just keeps putting pressure and pressure and pressure. But they're still willing to pay close to what the last one had sold for because that's buyer's mentality. But now because it's a year later and that's trickled down from all the accumulation of all the sales that happened around in that neighborhood where that one sold for this and that one sold for that and that person saw 10 houses and that person saw 5 houses before they bought. Though that is the true tell of what the market is doing. And so you only see it at the end of the year. You only see it a year later, right? I could tell you. So I know we're always bashing the year over year, but it does give us that, at least that perspective. Okay, where is the market heading right now? A year ago, it was 3.3% higher, which is the HPI index, which is eliminating all that average price inconsistency. Prices are coming down. Simple.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
So
That's the
prices are
trend.
coming down. More people can afford. More people are selling, and the market's moving at an accelerated pace all of a sudden, like gangbusters in Montreal and Toronto. I wonder
Yeah.
where else in the country is having a spike like that. Because, I mean, this market's starting to look more like a stock market than it is a real estate market. Like, how do you have a swing like that? That's crazy. Like it's not like it's a
A
candy
swing
that's
for
for sale.
sales. No, but those are sales numbers.
But that's a crazy increase of sales numbers
It's
all of a sudden,
it's a
right?
big stimulation, sure. That's why a lot of listings got sold because all of a sudden even though we were oversupplied at one point, all of a sudden more buyers entered to the market and people started to feel pressure. They that one sold, oh that one sold. I better act quickly on the next one, and then the sentiment changed a little bit. But I can tell you with certainty, the first week of November, right? Like we got a big team. We got 100 plus listings at any time. And so I see everybody's sales. I know how many people make sales, and I know the rate of sales we were making in October. I know my own personal business, but there's different factors when I'm just looking at my own business. But I'm looking at my teammates and I'm just like, oh, we didn't make the same amount of sales in the first week of November as we were making on average per week in October. So already I'm like, this is a sign.
No, but you were not consistent through October. You came in here
But I
going
know
one
what
week it's the best, and the next week
the
it's
last week
shit.
of October was the only week I said it was
Slower. No, you
getting
were
slow.
You had
So it
like a
started
peak in the second week or something, and
exactly
then
in the middle of
slowed
October.
down,
It was
right?
just like, what's going on right now? So
Right.
again, I look at the average of what happened every week in October, and November isn't hitting that. So
Like, comment, and subscribe if you got anything from one of these clips. And if you want to see some more, press something on the screen here. Boom.
that was good.
That was good. I like that. That was good.